god, look at those numbers, I want to do that too. Maegu's been nerfed every single week for the past couple of weeks. And not only that, every spot in this bloody game is taken right now. Not just by one guy, there's a guy on the main area, and there's another guy on the extension. But if you're somebody that likes to grind unholy hours, or you just have the disposition to add them to the rotation, grind an extra 2 mobs, well, I've made a Succession Maegu guide on my brand new Discord, which you can find here. Links in the description of any of my videos, and you can find grind maps from each of my video here as well, which I'll continue adding to as I make more of them. You can also find my in-game settings and a bunch of other useful things like crystals, consumables, links to my grind tracker on Garmoth, or my character where you can see my gear, and obviously YouTube and Twitch where I stream sometimes. So now that the Discord vlog's out of the way, let's talk about the Maegu Nerfs for a moment. It's unfortunate, guys. Maegu is a dead class now. Unplayable. F tier. I'm just kidding. Tag isn't bigger than your mama anymore. And Flower Shroud is more like flower tissue now. And the rest of the nerfs are kind of whatever unless you're a Crypt Lord. So it's like, yeah, it's a little bit harder to play. The rest of this video is going to cover the Orc Camp 12+9 rotation. I'll go over one loop with the Elvia Spirit buff and a second loop without the buff because it's slightly different. I'm not going to cover stuff like add-ons, crystals or consumables, or go into too much detail about exactly which spells to use in which order. For information about that sort of thing, I'd recommend going to the Discord and reading the Succession Maegu guide or looking at the other channels with the relevant information. So first up we have the loop where I have the Elvia Spirit buff, and you can see here that I'm starting at the roughly the beginning of the loop. This pack is relatively simple, they're all pretty compact so you can clear them with pretty standard rotation spells. After that we go to the right here and kill this prison. This pack is kind of awkwardly laid out because there's monsters at the back here as well as monsters here, so it's kind of like in a line. You sort of want to pull the ones at the back with like a ranged pulling spell, such as like Fox Flare. Tag used to reach up this far, but it doesn't anymore. Then we go to the left here, kill this prison, range down those while the pets are picking up loot from the previous pack. This is sort of like one big long pack that you just clear as you go through. And then when I've got the weapon buff, I go over and kill this pack so that it makes a nice U-turn here instead of doing the typical back and forth. Here I use Z buff while my pets are picking up loot from this pack, and then cancel it while doing ranged spells on the next pack. Next pack is dead. Then we go through here, get that wizard. Pretty simple pack here. They're also pretty compact, so you can use pretty much any spell in the rotation. You usually want to make sure you have Soul Tier, W plus Q for this section here. Otherwise it can take like a second or more off of the movement time. I have also tried using Lurking Claw to teleport in that area, but it's like slightly too far away to be. It's kind of annoying and fails quite often. This section here is quite high density. You just want to cut through and kill the mobs and wait around for your pets to pick up loot. There's not really a rush in killing this area. One thing you do want to be aware of though is to make sure you get loot from the wizard in the corner. And we go back through here, clear this pack and then turn around. For here, I usually want to save WQ so that it's off cooldown. That was actually slightly a mistake there. I ended up doing normal dash, which is a little bit slower than WQing. You've got those 3 little orcs there that if you don't kill them on the way in, they'll be there to pick up on the way out here. And kill this pack. Again here, you want to save WQ cooldown to get to this next pack quicker. And this pack is sort of awkwardly laid out. They're kind of in like a circle, so you can sort of stand on the edge here and use tag into Bristling Sparks or something, and that will hit the whole pack. Or you can dash into the middle of the pack and use like Nukduri into Spirit Swirl, which is what I do here. Or actually I did Fox Flare instead, which is actually a little bit of a mistake, and I'll explain why. There is a little rock here that you cannot see just to the left of this tree, which I get stuck on all the time still. It is extremely annoying. Make sure you try and avoid it. This next pack is quite awkward. It's one of the most awkward areas in the rotation. You've got these guys on the left, and then sort of like 2 packs of just a couple of mobs, not quite enough to get a loot rotation on either of these. What I should have done here is used Fox Flare to sort of hit in between to hit both of these with weapon and kill both sides. You used to be able to hit both of them with tag placed really well in the middle, but you can't do that anymore because it's too thin now. I do need to improve this pool here, as that was quite slow. Then you go through here and kill this couple. Avoid these pots and barrels. You can get stuck on them pretty easily, and it can be pretty gnarly. Then you can clear up these guys. There's more than 5 in this pack, so this is a decent time to stop to Z buff or something. And then for this pack, you want to try and make sure that you've got a move speed add-on at the end, just there. I used Flower Shroud to get the move speed add-on for moving to the next pack. Here you want to avoid this rock. This next pack I treat as 2 separate pools. I kill the 2 little orcs on the left here, and then turn to deal with the rest of the pack usually. There is another 2 orcs on the right here that I usually just ignore, but here I turn to get them because my pets were still looting. This next one, there's quite a few lights around here, quite a few prisons right around here for turning on the lights. The layout of this pack is sort of awkward, you need quite a few spells to get it. There's these 2 prisons on the back end here that if you don't pay enough attention you might miss. You want to wait for a moment here to make sure your pets pick up the loot from the wizard. Be careful of these barrels here, it's quite easy to get stuck on those if you're going through this direction like I did right now. Clear this pack. This is probably the best area in the rotation to use Lurking Claw. It usually works on this pack. I'm not quite sure why it doesn't work as well elsewhere, but it's quite consistent here. So clear this one, range down the next pack. Move through quite quickly. This is the other main area of the rotation that has high density, so you can wait for a couple of moments for your pets to pick up loot. Sort of just chill, kill the next pack for. This pack is actually always facing away, so they usually die instantly to a ranged spell even without weapon. This pack here, you want to be careful not to get stuck on these fences. They might not render in as you dash, if you dash from far enough away. So you want to make sure to try and land in this opening. And there's quite a few obstacles here that you can get caught on, so you want to be careful here. You don't really want to get caught in the campfire, it's the most annoying. After you've cleared this pack, you can go out through the left and round, or you can go out to the right. Out to the right is probably faster if you're a melee class. I usually go this direction though, just because it's harder to get stuck on the fences if you do this. And then we're back to the start. So now we're back to the start where we begun the loop before, but this time without the Elvia minute buff. This is quite a bit later in the grind session. This pack is pretty simple, just using normal spells to DPS it down. Here I dash into the centre, and the mobs behind me run over. There were 2 stragglers there that I didn't pick up because of the movement being slightly inefficient. Once you get to this area, you want to make sure to clear both prisons, and then move up and pull the rest of this pack. Rather than going to the left here, instead I go to the right, because the clear speed without weapon is not enough to be adding extra packs that don't take you towards a wizard. So it's actually more effective to do this wizard pack and then double back after the one on the left. This pack is actually I think about half of it is outside of the range of lights, so it's actually tankier than normal. Make sure to kill the prison as you're going through. That was a slightly ineffective use of time, Z buffing there. So now we go in here and kill this wizard. Because this area is quite high density, there's still not really a rush to kill it, even without the weapon. Even if you're a little bit slow, you will still be mostly keeping up with your pets. That was a mistake there, doing the Fox Flare. There was actually no reason to do that. I probably should have ignored the 2 little orcs here as well, because is not enough of a good use of time. I should have directly went into this pack and started killing them. That's actually a impact of the Nukduri nerf there, where it didn't hit these 4 in the front because it's slightly shorter than it used to be. When you're doing this section, what you probably want to do, if you don't have a weapon active, is pull the monsters from over where these 2 prisons are. I don't know if I actually kill this prison, we'll see in a moment. And you pull them over to this area so that you can sort of have like a high density region and be DPSing down all at the same time. Yeah, I do go back and kill that prison, it's good. In this section here, I forgot to mention before, those fences that we just went past, you want to make sure you don't get stuck on those. If you dash into one of those instead of through the middle, you can be stuck for quite a few seconds. It can be quite telling. Killing those 2 little ones on the left, and then DPSing down the rest of the pack. So this pack's actually a little bit awkward. There's quite a lot of prisons here that you need to make sure you get when you don't have the Elvia Spirit buff. I sort of treat this pack as kind of like 3 sections. So there's this wizard on the right here with these monsters here that you can usually AoE down together. I turn into Bristling Sparks on one mob there, which is a little bit of a mistake. I should have aimed it sort of this direction. Then the second sort of section is these monsters on the left, which you can't really hit at the same time as the ones on the right. So you either want to like DPS them down separately or pull them over to here. We need to remember to get this prison that's behind here, and this one right here. And we're moving on through to this pack, which is simple without weapon buff as well. Moving on over here. From this area, I usually ranged down the next packs just so that my pets can sort of get a second chance to loot that pack that's just before, since it's slightly more than 5 monsters. And then the same deal from here. Actually, dashing over there too soon can lose you loot from the previous pack. I probably should have stayed over here and ranged down this pack a little bit. It can be beneficial to stand in this area and hit like the whole pack. This deal I've got going on here where I dashed into the middle and then had to DPS monsters behind me because they weren't stacked up was that's a time loss. This pack's pretty simple even without the Elvia weapon, just because the density's so high that as long as you're doing decent damage, you'll be able to kill them pretty quickly. This next pack, I should have actually ranged down. I probably should not have used Spirited Away and Fox Flare towards the end of the previous pack, just so that I could range down this pack as they were facing away. It took a couple seconds longer than it needed to because of dashing onto them, and then their backs are not turned towards me anymore, so it's less damage. These 3 packs are actually kind of tanky when there's no weapon buff. So you want to be paying more attention to doing effective DPS here. And then we're back to the start. One other thing to mention is that if this rotation, if you cannot keep the lights on for the entire rotation of the 12 area and the 9 area, what you should actually do is shorten it and only do the 12 area when you have when you don't have the Elvia Spirit buff. Your clear speed will be much lower if you try to do the entire rotation without keeping the lights on the whole time. And that just about covers it for Orc Camp 12+9. Thank you for watching. If there's anything else you would like to ask about the rotation or any comments you have, please leave a comment below or join the Discord and send me a message.